Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Chung Kung. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubdan Traji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Longevity Tathagata. Sumo, Tanchen Katsu, Dubdan Siddhi, Dubdan Karma. All Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
I stay了，下来，我来我们做，这个我们做，所以，一万，就是你，下子，不离，中间。
I would like to announce for next Sunday, June 15th, at 3 p.m. there would be Padma Kumara Homa fire offering ceremony. There is no need to introduce Padma Kumara. Today, we perform the Homa of Amitayus Buddha. And Amitayus actually is an emanation of Amitabha Buddha, because Amitabha is with infinite life and infinite light. So he manifested as longevity Buddha. So there are three longevity deities: Usnisha Vijaya, longevity Buddha, and Vaitara, the seven-eyed Buddha. Of course, it's nice to live a long life, but you have to be healthy. Otherwise, long life without health would be suffering. That's why you have to have combined health and longevity in order to be perfect. In the Infinite Life Sutra, it's mentioned that the infinite light of Amitabha Buddha is something cannot be compared. And the mantra can extend lifespan and also enhance the wisdom and merit, and can prevent sudden death or accidents or dying young, and can eradicate all calamities or be reborn in the Pure Land, can eradicate illnesses and to have a long life, and increase the good affinities and eliminate the bad affinities, and lengthen one's worldly undertakings. I hope that every one of us can avoid accidents or sudden death, that such a spiritual cultivation, our lives, our wisdom lives can be increased all the same. So, in spiritual cultivation, the longer you live, the more you increase your virtue and merit. That's the most important point. Now let's expound the Surangama Sutra. Last time I have chanted this part. Didn't we talk last week? Where? No, that's not it. No. The one I chanted yesterday? No. No. This is what I read yesterday. Ananda, now trace the origin of your seeing. Start with the sun and moon. They are objects, not you. Continue observing outward to the 7 golden mountains, the radiant. They too are objects, not you. Continue to observe clouds rising, birds flying.
今则你
If visual perception were an object, then you ought to perceive my act of seeing. If our seeing were identical, why do you not see when I do not see? Say, if you can see not seeing, it cannot be the same not seeing of others. But if you cannot see the place where I do not see, then that not seeing is clearly not an object. So how could it not be you?
质疑已知自由
Furthermore, when you now see external things, since you see them, then do things also see you?
这一段
If the nature of it is mixed and confused like this, then you, I, and all beings in the world would have no stable ground to stand on.
见不见就是
Ananda, if when you see, it's not you that sees and not I
又不见又不见
who sees. When anyway, see or not see, see not see, see not see. It's all back and forth. It's really confusing. Anybody can understand this?
这样子讲吗？
Did Sakyamuni Buddha really say those?
有问题，
There's a problem here. There's a question.
弄这一段出来，
They took this passage that everyone that can read Chinese will not understand, especially foreigners
如果是不懂
or non-Chinese.
懂中文的看了，
Even the Chinese reading this understand each character, but we don't know what they are talking about. What when the words are combined, it's not possible to understand.
莫名其妙。
It's so puzzling.
你叫我讲，我
You're
当然
asking me to explain. Of course I can.
很简单啊，
It's easy.
我都懂。
I understand each of the words, each of the Chinese characters.
昨天我念过了，念过。
I've read this last night, but I have not explained it.
这一段是很奇怪的。
This is so strange, this
如
excerpt.
果妙明真心，
If the wondrous luminous true mind is an object, a thing,
那么你就可以看到
then
妙明真心。
you can see my wondrous luminous true mind.
这样子想呢，也
Saying this is the same like you're seeing me.
如果我呢，
If
你
I,
没有看到我，
if you don't see me,
妙明真心在哪里？
where is the wondrous luminous true mind?
如果看不到妙明真心，
If you don't see the wondrous luminous true mind,
当然
then of course
看不见的，你就
it's not
如果你不看
it's
到，
not the phenomena of your not seeing. If you cannot see me,
表示妙明真心呐、
that shows that wondrous luminous true mind is not an object.
因何非你？又则你今见物之时，你既
Why is it not you? When you now see external things, since you see them, do those things also see you?
妙明真心是东西，
If you think that the wondrous luminous true mind is an object,
那么东西
and when you see things, do the things see you?
太复杂了。
That's too complicated.
你跟我，
You and I,
并诸
the Tathagata, and everything in the world
就没有办法，
do not hold any ground.
非你非我。
Not you, not me.
阿难尊者，
It doesn't make sense.
你有
So Ananda,
自信，
You also have the wondrous, luminous, true mind. That's yours, not mine.
但是光明自信是周边的。
But the wondrous, luminous, true mind is everywhere.
这个光明自信不是你是谁？
Is omnipresent. So if the wondrous, luminous, true mind is not you, then who is? Who is it? Whose is it?
不相信你的，
Why do you still doubt it? You don't believe your own wondrous, luminous, true mind, and yet you ask me to prove your wondrous, luminous, true mind. That's what this piece means.
可是听了你就不懂，
But still, you don't understand.
大家听了还是不懂。
So after hearing this, you still don't understand. So it's talking about you and I.
这太复杂了。
It's too complicated.
我觉得这个文字
I find the characters, the language is very difficult to understand. Let me talk about something simpler. The Venerable Elder Xu Yin
禅房静坐，
was meditating inside his own meditation room at night, closing his eyes with four walls around him. He cannot see, he couldn't see the outside.
他看到一个比丘，一个出家人
But he saw a bhiksu,
走出他的
a monk, walk out from his meditation room.
半夜，
And then checking nobody's around at midnight,
那里把东西露出来，
and then took out his private part in the garden and
捡
urinate,
就是
urinated
看看四周没有
P
人看到，
because he checked around and did not see any person.
禅定的时候就看到，
But the Venerable Elder Xu Yin saw that he was peeing in the garden.
那虚云老和尚这个看见了，
So the seeing of
他
the
没有看到虚云老和尚，
Elder Xu
因
Yin,
为虚云老和尚他在他的禅房，
but he could not see the Elder Xu Yin because he was inside the room.
也没有看到他。
But the elder's physical eyes also did not see him. So they did not see each other. I don't see you, you don't see me.
但是我就知道你在花圃里面小便了。
But I know that you were peeing in the garden.
那知道的这个
Wh-
就是
Where?
妙明
Knows.
看见，
Where? What is it that no? That's the seeing of the wondrous, luminous, true mind.
这看见不是东西，
So seeing is not an object,
一个物，
and wondrous, luminous, true mind is not a thing. It's not an
是
object.
存在的，存在
It
的。
is present. It exists, and it does not exist. So, amidst existence, it does not exist. But amidst non-existence, it exists.
就是这样。
That's what it is. This earlier passage.
所以谁看见谁，
So who sees whom?
让也没有。
The elder Xu Yin did not see the bhiksu. The bhiksu also did not see the elder.
但是虚云老和尚他知道，
But the elder Xu Yin knew
他知道
someone walked out
看到他在花圃，
and saw him clearly, looked to the left and right, and since nobody around, he peed.
那个就是妙明真心。
That's the wondrous, luminous, true mind.
我是用这个来做比喻的。
I use this as an analogy.
他文章里面讲，你看我看不，
Like in the sutra text, you see me, You can see me. You cannot see the wondrous, luminous, true mind. That's not a thing. But you can see me. And if I'm not here, would the wondrous, luminous, true mind is also not here? So it's talking about this back and forth and back and forth. All I can say, apart from all this language, the words are not easy to understand. It's back and forth and seeing you, not seeing you, or seeing or not seeing. You see but don't see, and you don't see but see, and just discussing this. So and then Ananda said, this confused bread, asking again. There'll be no problem if you don't ask, but as soon as you ask, there are lots of issues. So for spiritual consultation, and you come to ask questions, because you ask questions, you have problems. If you don't ask, you have no problems. The more you ask, the more problems you have. The more you don't ask, if you don't ask, the less problems you have. The less you ask, the less problems you have. It's endless. Ananda said to the Sakyamuni Buddha, most honored one, if this wondrous, luminous, true mind truly belongs to me and not anyone else, if this wondrous, luminous, true mind, whether it is mine or others, I and Sakyamuni Buddha observed the jewel palace of the four heavenly kings. So by the power of the Buddha, he sees the palaces of the four heavenly kings. And Ananda had gone to the Triatrimsa heaven in the Siddhikapa Sutra, which Ananda said, thus have I heard. If Ananda was not there, how could he have heard it? So Ananda followed Sakyamuni Buddha to the Triatrimsa's heaven. And together they went to see the palace of the four heavenly kings, the palaces of the moon and the sun. And the seeing is all-encompassing and extends throughout the Saha world. The four heavenly kings, the heavens are the same as the whole Saha world. When you see, it's very clear. But when I returned to the monastery, Anathapindika, or temple, or shrine. So when returned to the temples at the Anathapindika's grove, coming back from the heavens of the four heavenly kings, I see only the temple grounds, only the temple. So we have Sangharama and Skanda, Dharma protectors. They were offered by Master Changren from the Dzogchen Center in Hong Kong, because they created these two statues for their temple, and too big for them. They could not fit them, so they send them here. So the Sangarama,
啊，外相就是
Venerable Sangarama, with the external experience of Quan Gong,
他是伽蓝神。什么叫伽蓝神？
he's called the god of the temples. What it means is that he's the protector of the temples.
现在阿难回到了精舍，
So Ananda now returned to the temple,
只见伽蓝，
Anathapindika, and only see the temple.
看到清新的富堂，看到讲堂，
Only saw the lecture hall,
看到围
the
墙。
windows, the walls,
释迦牟尼佛啊，
the fences.
我现在看见的是如此，
So Sakyamuni Buddha, this is what I see now.
看到整个四天王天，
And before I saw the heavens of the four heavenly
整个娑婆
kings
世界。
and even the whole
现
Saha
在呢，回到
But now
的地方，
coming back to our own
你
place,
是看到这个这么小的，
I could only see this little
点一样，
place, like say this Homa Hall. That's all that I could
怎么
see.
我这个妙明真心啊，
So
有的时候大，有的时候小。
So how come the wondrous, luminous, true mind sometimes is big, sometimes is small?
我的看见呐、我真的不知道妙明真身的真正的意义在哪里。
So I really don't know what the true meaning of the wondrous, luminous, true mind.
拜托你，释迦牟尼佛跟我讲清楚。
So Sakyamuni Buddha, please explain it clearly to me.
他依照释迦牟尼佛的威力，他可以到。
So by Sakyamuni Buddha's divine power, he could go to the heavens of the four heavenly kings, to Triadrimsa heaven, and could see the whole Saha world. But as soon as they returned to the Saha world, to the
看到
temple,
围墙，
all he could see are the temple walls and windows, and could not
我也
see
看不到。
anything.
难道妙明真身有大的有小的吗？
So does that mean the wondrous, luminous, true mind could see, could be large or small? The large one could see the whole world, and the small one could only see this hall.
这就是阿难笨的地方。
This is how stupid Ananda
摩
was.
羯经的你就知道了。
If you've listened to the Vimalakirti Sutra, you would
摩
know.
羯啊，他
Inside that sutra, Vimalakirti,
阿出如来的净土
could
带到上，
bring the Abhirati Pure Land of Akshobha Buddha to the Saha
我
world,
的净土。
or the Pure Land of the Omnifragrance world
手上
to the Saha
拿
world.
着
And
大千
he was able to hold the 3,000 great thousand worlds in his hand and bring it to the Anathapindika monastery.
维摩诘的房间也不是很大，
And Vimalakirti's room was not
但
that
是他的
big,
房间里面能够容纳
but that
多
room
的法座，
could house so many
大的法座
huge, gigantic Dharma
再多
seats,
的人进来，他的房间都容得下。
and the room can still fit no matter how many beings, how many people, how many Dharma thrones will fit into the room.
整个
It can still
净
fit.
土都融在他的卧室里面了。
Even all the Pure Lands can fit into his bedroom.
这个就是妙明真实。
This is the wondrous, luminous, true mind's relation. This is because of the wondrous,
我
luminous,
们
true
身上有
mind.
多少根毛？
How many hair do we have on our
多少
body?
根毛？
I'm asking you.
你头发有多少根？
How many hair strands do you have?
数的。
It's very difficult to count.
你的毛细孔有多少？
Like how many skin pores do you have?
你真正修成了，
But if you truly have attainment, one skin pore is one Pure Land.
一根毛啊，上面就有一个世界。
At the tip of hair, there is a world.
这个阿难一点都不懂哎。
But Ananda did not understand anything at all.
是大还是小？
And he asked, is the marvelous, the wondrous, luminous true mind big or small? How come? Over there I could see the palaces of the four heavenly kings, the sun, moon, and the whole world. But how come? When I returned to the monastery, all I could see is just this Homa hall. Why? Because Sakyamuni Buddha utilized his great divine power for him to see. It's not him who sees it on his own. It's not him who saw it on his own.
所以这个就是可以讲，
So
他伟大，佛法伟大的地方就在这里。
we can say that this is why Buddhism is great. The key point is on the wondrous, luminous, true mind. Buddha Dharma. Only the wondrous, luminous, true mind can transform. Otherwise, the ordinary ones would never have such phenomena.
这个阿难跟释迦牟尼佛讲。
So Ananda told Sakyamuni Buddha, I do not understand the meaning behind this. How come when I go with you, I could see such a broad, a vast world, but coming back to the temple, to the Homa hall, or I could see the four walls. At the four walls. So, does that mean the wondrous, luminous, true mind is large and small? And he wished that the Buddha would explain. Now Sakyamuni Buddha told Ananda, this is also very difficult to explain. What is this talking about? Every time, what Sakyamuni Buddha was saying is something that we cannot understand. And Ananda kept asking and asking, please shut up. And then the sutra will end. If Grandmaster continues to teach us, then we will understand. Now he's giving another analogy. And taking a box, a square box and a round box. If it's square, it's square. If it's round, it's round. Let me tell you one thing. A person at a certain time would have some supernormal ability, like Simu. During her surgery, she was under anesthesia, and the surgery started, and she saw. She said she saw a man walking, holding something, and there are many medicines on it. And that man took the medicine for Simu to take. And that's the vision she saw during the surgery.
药，然后
A man,
师母吃，
a male being, took medicine for Simu to take.
那个谁跟着去，莲营上师，
Master Lin Ying also went, the abbot of the Seattle temple.
在哪里？
Where is he?
师母有没有讲说，我看得很清楚？
Did Simu say that she saw clearly? Give him the microphone.
麦克风给他，怎么都没有人动？
How come nobody give him a microphone?
他跟我一起去听师母讲。
He followed me
师
and
母手术后回到病房之后，他说，
Simu, after the surgery, returning to the hospital room, and she said during the surgery she saw a male being took the medicine to give.
那个人是谁？
And then Grandmaster asked,
师尊啊，莲花童子。
who is that male being or that man? And then she replied, oh, that's Lotus Chow. That's Grandmaster.
那个就是莲营上师，
That's Master Lin Ying.
我看得很清楚。
And she said she saw it very clearly. Grandmaster took some medicine for Simu to take.
他在动手术的时候，
During her surgery.
说是真的耶，看得好
And
清
she
楚，
said, it's true, it's very vivid.
非常的清
It's
楚。
definitely not a dream.
拿药给师母吃，
I give Simu medicine.
当然了。怎么会有这种事情？
How come such a thing occur?
有时候在特殊的状况之下，
Sometimes under extraordinary situation, a very special condition,
会出现很特殊的现象，
some special
没有
phenomena will occur.
到是什么？
Normally, she never talks about
他
seeing,
有看见，有些看见，那在
and sometimes she does.
他看得非常的清楚。
But during the surgery, she had the vivid vision, Grandmaster Lu taking medicine for her to take.
那这个可以证明什么呢？
So what does this prove?
有些时候
That sometimes
你是可以看见的，
you can see,
有些时候
but sometimes you cannot see.
我再讲一个，
Let me share.
有一个男子，那么他晚
There's a man
回家，
who got home really late at night,
他看到
and he saw
家的门口有一个
at this front door there's a woman waiting for him.
他认出来，那就是
And
邻居啊，
he recognized her.
一个妇人。
That's a neighbor.
那个邻居的妇人是生病很久，
And
不能动的。
that woman had been sick on bed for a long time. But he saw her.
他问他，首
So
先
he asked her,
他问他你是谁？
because she had her back toward him, who are you?
你的邻居的那一位。
And then the woman turned around and said, I'm the wife of your neighbor.
他想说他已经生病很久了，
And he was thinking,
上几年，
but she had been bedridden for years. It's not possible for her to get out of the house. So is there anything you need?
这种事情
And she said, yeah, can you do me one favor?
我3天以后
3 days later,
我会死掉，
I will die.
我的寿命就终了。
My life will
拜
end.
托你一件事情，
Please help.
到了村庄以外另外一个村庄，
And go
一个
to another village, the
找那个方丈，
Heavenly Gate Temple,
帮我送一卷经，
and
帮我送，
find
就
the
能够超生。
abbot there to chant a sutra for me, then so that I can pass on to the next life.
不自己去找他呢？
And he asked, but why don't you go find him
到
yourself?
了那个庙，
And she said, because I've gone to the
那个庙
temple,
有伽蓝神在，
and at the gate there was a Sangarama. I could not enter. So now I am here asking you.
回来，因为你刚刚回来，我就找你。
And because you happen to come home, so I'm asking you to help me do this.
我记住了，
And he said, okay, I'll remember.
邻居的那一位太太她就消失掉。
And then that woman disappeared.
果然3天以后，
And sure enough, 3 days later, that woman passed
到
away.
誓言去找天门寺的那个
So he fulfilled his promise to, and he went to that temple and found the monk there to chant a sutra.
临终的时候，
So a person at the moment of death,
他有一种灵魂出窍的这种现象，
he would experience,
接近
he would have an experience to leave the body. When a person is about to die, they can leave the body.
有这种现象。
These things do
所
happen.
以人到了某一个阶段，
So when a human is at a certain time,
我们就称为现在就称为心光发露啊，心光发露，像真佛经，
now we would say
真
that
佛经怎么来的？
light naturally emit from the hearts. So like TBSN Sutra, how did it come about? It's written through the spontaneous emission from the light of the hearts. And how about Hiking
那
Sutra?
个死刑犯，要被
There was a prisoner,
晚上
a death
有人来教他
prisoner,
念高王经，
and at night someone came to teach him to chant the Hiking Sutra and to chant it for 1,000 times.
被挤出来，
So it was forced into it, and that's a spontaneous
发露的时候啊，就是
a spontaneous manifestation
你就
through the light of the hearts. And when such a thing happens, that's the wondrous luminous true mind. Otherwise, you're just mundane beings.
所以他在动手术的时候被麻醉，
So in her surgery, she
一
was
种意象出来。
anesthesia. She was on anesthesia, so
要死的时候，
the special experience happened. Or when a person is about to die, all of a sudden they understand many things. They could see many different people, and always said it's very clearly.
会有产生这种现象啊。
So
就是跟大家这样
such things do happen.
来讲，
So I'm just giving this example to everyone. Ananda did not understand.
哦，他是经历如来、
Like Vimalakirti Sutra,
是如来的
that's the Jinsu Tathagata's transformation. So he has great, tremendous, transcendent power. So his wondrous, luminous, true mind is truly great. And he could put the whole world inside his palms and can combine 2 worlds.
他就可以容纳
And his small room could fit
大跟天人都在里面。
countless Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and heavenly
在他的房
beings.
间里面，他能够做得到，
So he could do
可以
it.
大，可以小，
It could be big or small.
变化无穷。
It's countless
真
transformations.
心是一种绝对性，
So the wondrous, luminous, true mind is
而
absolute.
不是一个对词性，
It's not
是一个相
relative.
对的东西，
It's not
这
relative.
是大小的问题，根本不是大。
It's not a matter of large or small.
所以按照佛法里面所讲的，每一个人，
So according to Buddha Dharma, everyone has
释
it.
迦牟尼佛认为，
Sakyamuni Buddha regarded that everybody has the wondrous, luminous, true
是
mind.
因为人本身迷于外面的所有的东西，
And just because humans are deluded by all external
每个人
things,
都有的妙明真
so
前
the inherent, original, wondrous, luminous, true mind that they possess
前
are covered
每
by
一根虫
all the external things.
就是颜色，
So
看到了就
they
会
see beautiful or ugly colors,
最珍贵的妙，
so they are deluded by them. So the most precious, marvelous, luminous, true mind is not recognized anymore.
所以修行的意义啊，
So the meaning of spiritual cultivation
真正的原来的佛性妙明真
is
心，给它显露。
is to manifest their own original Buddha nature, the wondrous, luminous, true mind, and nothing else is important.
所以在某一个时段，
So in a specific time,
你就看到了，
so it's like a flash. In a flash, you see, and then without the flash, you don't see.
说阿难尊者啊，会被带到四天王
So Ananda
到立天，
could be brought to the heavens of the four heavenly kings and triatoms heavens,
就是
and could see those, but upon return he could not see anything.
加持他，他才能够看得到。
So, but he could see because of the divine power of Sakyamuni Buddha. Without Sakyamuni Buddha, he wouldn't be able to see anything.
啊？还卖光给他？
这样的，我的嫂子对上一个嫂子，她在家里中风。
My sister-in-law had a stroke at home, and immediately got blessing from Grandmaster. We faxed the letter to the foundation,
包破那个血管了，打那个血凝机就很。
and then got some injection
那个
to open the vein, but it was very painful, and fainted and unconscious, and could see Grandmaster
蓝色的
coming became blue
跟着那个血凝机一起走，
and followed the injection into the body,
跟这个血凝机
into the blood vessels. So I just go all over inside the blood vessels
这个什么后
to bless her. So
完全没有，
then there's no after effect at all now.
那去
The stroke was very dangerous. We called the ambulance, and the doctor said that's very
下去他就
dangerous. She almost lost her life.
过去了，但没有
But thank you for Grandmaster's compassion.
啊，他说很让佛
Grandmaster came and went inside her with blood vessels.
过去，一过去就看见，一晕过去就看见世尊出现了，
because when the injection was injected onto her, it was like fire. It was so hot and she fainted. But then she saw Grandmaster. She was wearing Grandmaster was wearing a Dharma crown, and then became blue, and then followed the injection, and then transformed into Yamantaka, and then just flow all over the blood vessels. And then 2 or 3 months later, the blood vessels on the neck burst. But she had the surgery, and then she left the hospital in 2 to 3 days, and the only one. And the rest of the people still in the hospital. So that's a miracle. Thank you, Grandmaster. Yeah, please be seated.
哇，你中文我们都不知道哎。
So,
我不是你呀、哦，哥哥的老婆，嫂子啦。
it's sister-in-law. I thought it's you who has a stroke.
哦，他哥哥的老婆，嫂啦，嫂就是。
Oh, your sister-in-law had a stroke, and what she saw
而且很清楚。
very clearly.
哇，我还不知道。
I did not know.
这个很奇怪，有一点
That's very strange.
就是很奇怪。
One thing is very strange.
啊，师尊有修出很多的法身。
Grandmaster had cultivated many Dharma bodies which have been seen by many people.
一祈求
As soon as you pray,
出现，
then the Dharma bodies
看
appear.
得到，有些人有感应到。我们讲说，
Some people can see, some people can
眼
feel.
睛看到，
Seeing is seeing with eyes open, some in meditation, some in
这
dreams,
时候，
and some in critical moments.
其实每一个如来都是一样，
So every Tathagata is the same, every Buddha, every Bodhisattva are the same, is the
他只
same.
要修正了，
As soon as they have attainment, then they
去做他的
can be all present. They can be ever present to perform their Dhamma work.
但是本人知不知道？像师尊知不知道？我还以为
But the person, does the person know? No, I thought that was you. I didn't hear that you had the stroke.
听到说他中风，
But would I know what my Dharma bodies are doing? Not necessarily. So it turned out it's the wife of your older brother.
这个也不简单。
But that's incredible.
哇，
She had no aftermath at all, and she could walk normally and everything. And Sumo was like that too. She could see too.
我自己有没有
But actually, I myself, did I give medicine to Sumo?
我自己都不知道，
I don't know.
我也不认得你嫂嫂。
I don't know your sister-in-law.
有看过，但是不认得她。
Yeah, you've seen her, but I don't recognize.
我看到一个人，哎，这个人
Yeah, I
跟我
don't.
很熟，
Like sometimes I see someone and they seem familiar, but I cannot remember their
叫不
names.
出名字。有时候我会问说，哎，你从哪里来？
Sometimes I would ask, where are you from? What's your name? Sometimes I
看
ask,
到你啊，你看到我，
and then they say, I often see you. Well, you see me, but I don't see you.
这个就是见与不见嘛，
So this is all talking about seeing and not seeing. That's the concept. But in fact, they can be omnipresent once you have this attainment. You can do lots of Dharma work, but you don't necessarily know. Then if you know, that would have been overwhelming, because they are myriad bodies, and you know all the things that they do, then your brain will explode. That's impossible. Because we have this physical body that restricts us, but the Dharma bodies are free. So such a phenomenon does exist. So Surangama Sutra is talking about Buddha nature, the wondrous, luminous, true mind. This part is very important. They can manifest, or they also can not manifest. But you have to reach attainment. And then many things. Of course, to cultivate this, first you need to be in spiritual union with your yidam. If you're in union with your yidam, then you would have the power of your yidam. If you're in spiritual union with Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Avalokitesvara has myriad emanations, once you are in spiritual union, you are to Avalokitesvara, and then all the same, you also have myriad emanations. So in the future, when I discard this physical body and return to my origin, all the same, to continue delivering sentient beings. So like now, Grandmaster is in the Saha world, have not been reborn in the Pure Land, but the Dharma bodies are already manifested, already manifesting. Next time, we will continue the question by Ananda. Why going to the heavens of the four heavenly kings and Triatimsa heaven, I could see the whole world, but how come now I could only see the Homa Hall returning to the temple? He could not understand this part. Om Mani Padme Hum.